Are you looking for your next AAA game to play on Game Pass? Well, look no further. This is my top 10 blockbuster games on Xbox Game Pass right now. Number 10, Gears 5. The latest blockbuster game in one of Xbox's landmark series, Gears 5 takes the new cast from Gears of War 4 on their next journey, with Kate Diaz at the helm to find out more about her mysterious past. With some of the best visuals of last generation, third-person combat that's unmatched in the industry, not to mention a huge suite of multiplayer options including the series' incredible Horde mode, Gears 5 was an impressive way to end the Xbox One generation from the Coalition Studios. The game features monumental set pieces, a great sense of humour, as well as some really serious and tense moments of story, and is a thrill ride from start to finish. Even more, with Game Pass you get access to the Hivebusters story expansion. The game features the usual Gears of War multiplayer content with tense 5v5 battles where the Swarm take on the Cold Forces, and a brand new PvE escape game type where you have to fight your way out of Swarm bases with the clock constantly ticking. And of course, the Gears specialty, Horde. Horde mode is one of those co-op game types I just can't get enough of, and with a roster of characters all with different skill sets, it's even more tactical and crazy than previous entries. A serious full package, Gears 5 is a must-play for fans of some brutal, bloody co-op action. Number 9, Forza Horizon 4. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Horizon 4 may be the best and most complete racing game of all time. With a huge open world Britain to explore, as well as 2 additional maps in Fortune Island and the LEGO expansion, there is an unending list of races, stories, and so much more to do in Horizon 4 that can be sometimes overwhelming. From drag strips, drift zones, speed traps, illegal street races, rally, danger signs, cross-country, and of course, actual official road racing, as well as so much more, Forza Horizon 4 is packed to the brim with quality content. With the addition of the Eliminator, there is even a Forza take on Battle Royale, which is surprisingly solid and lots of fun. Each week, the map changes seasons and the whole world changes. Winter tyres and all-wheel drives are almost a requirement when the snow comes out. Cross-country and dirt races are much more fun in the wet and sludgy springtime, and the summer is a perfect time for a high-speed hypercar race. Playground Games have proven that the live service title can be a huge success if they pump it full of quality content and without microtransactions, except for the option of a season pass and additional car packs. And you can enjoy it all on Xbox Game Pass with features like Play Anywhere, Crossplay, and Cross Progression. Number 8, Control. Remedy Entertainment have a history of memorable IP, and Control definitely continues that trend. In this weird and wonderful oldest house, this modern-day Metroidvania excels in its weirdness, abstract story, incredible visual design, and fun combat. With some incredible powers, a shape-shifting weapon, and some intense boss fights, protagonist Jessie Faden takes the player on an intriguing journey for her brother throughout the Bureau of Control's mysterious headquarters. With telekinetic powers, you're constantly getting this sense of power and, dare I say it, control as you traverse through this winding maze of corridors and labyrinthine offices to find the truth behind the Bureau. Control was many people's game of the year in 2019, and it made my top 10 that year. And it is a surreal experience filled with mystery, and its distinct art style, great story, and incredibly visceral combat are unforgettable. Number 7, Titanfall 2. Releasing back in 2016, sandwiched between the launch of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2 fell by the wayside with critics and players thanks to EA choosing to release it at the worst possible time. But as the years have passed, people have realised that Titanfall 2 may have one of the best first-person shooter campaigns in gaming history. Developed by the beloved Respawn Entertainment and headed up by industry icon Vince Zampella, Titanfall 2 puts you in the shoes of Jack Cooper, alongside Titan BT, in a fast-paced science fiction story with some of the most fluid shooting and traversal mechanics in gaming. An aspiring Titan pilot, Cooper is thrust into a full-scale assignment with BT and must stop the apex predators from unleashing a planet-crushing weapon onto the world. Along with the much-beloved and highly praised campaign, Titanfall 2 features a multiplayer suite much like the first game, with a huge roster of modes to play as both pilot and Titan. Available on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate through EA Play, Titanfall is another must-play campaign for lovers of science fiction and first-person shooters. Number 6. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. My game of the year in 2019, and one of the best Star Wars games of all time, this is another Respawn Entertainment banger that deserves all the love. A truly single-player experience and a great story with some incredible characters, Fallen Order is a return to what makes Star Wars expanded universe content so captivating. As Cal Kestis, a former Jedi who has to hide his abilities through the rise of the Empire after Order 66, you embark on a galaxy-wide journey with your companion BD-1 to track down the location of Force-sensitive children and rebuild the Jedi Order. With combat somewhat like Dark Souls or Sekiro, yet not nearly as punishing, gorgeous lightsaber duels with the game's antagonists, the Second and Ninth Sisters, an almost Metroidvania-like level design, and abilities like Force Push, Pull, and Lightsaber Throw, and a journey that takes you from the gorgeous forests of Kashyyyk to the desert cliffs of Dathomir, Fallen Order is a Star Wars fan's dream. With free additional features on Xbox Series consoles including 4K or 60 frames per second options for Series X, there's never been a better time to play Jedi Fallen Order with Game Pass Ultimate and EA Play. Number 5. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. One of the most iconic and influential Western RPGs of our time, The Elder Scrolls V is another huge fantasy role-playing game that truly has to be played. With its Nordic setting, Jarls and civil war, dragons, assassins, thieves, werewolves and vampires, Skyrim has a lot packed into its wide-open tundras, blizzard-topped mountains and gorgeous landscapes. Although it's 10 years old this year, which is simply insane, Skyrim Special Edition was released for 8th gen consoles and it still holds up pretty well to this day. There's just a sense of majesty in this Bethesda title, with superb music, a deep skill tree for any aspect of gameplay you choose, from destruction magic, one or two-handed combat, archery, alchemy, illusion magic, or more. You simply get lost in the everyday aspects of crafting, trading, and conversation through this massive open world. With Elder Scrolls 6 still years away and a beautiful world to explore in the Nordic region, it's still worth playing Skyrim all these years later. Number 4. Injustice 2. Mortal Kombat has been a stable and successful franchise for nearly 30 years at this point, so the creators at NetherRealm Studios know how to do fighting games and stories, and their foray into the DC superheroes world takes everything great about Mortal Kombat and transfers it to a beloved series of its own in Injustice. And Injustice 2 is just more of a great thing. There are no fighting games that do cinematic and interesting stories like NetherRealm either, and the presentation of Injustice 2 is simply phenomenal. With a huge roster of DC superheroes, supervillains, and anti-heroes, as well as some additional DLC characters like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and even Raiden and Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat, there is something for every kind of fighting fan. As someone like me who just plays NetherRealm games for the single-player action, the fun and well-delivered story, and for some laughs with friends, this is just one component to a fighting game like Injustice 2, and there is so much more to do once you take the fight online. Number 3. Dragon Age Inquisition. The third title in the blockbuster BioWare fantasy series, Dragon Age Inquisition was a huge departure from Dragon Age 2, with bigger, more open areas and a diverse range of biomes and places to explore. With another huge and interesting cast of characters in your party, including some returning companions like Varric and Morrigan, you take the mantle of Inquisitor to secure an army to fight against the evil Corypheus and close the breach. With a gorgeous art style, fluid combat, new class abilities, and a conversation system more akin to Mass Effect rather than Dragon Age Origins, Inquisition was an incredible third entry to the beloved series, and has set the stage for the next game, which is currently in early development. Inquisition even took Game of the Year at the 2014 Game Awards. With dozens of hours to get lost in across Thedas and a deep lore to dive into, Dragon Age Inquisition is worth jumping into with Game Pass Ultimate and EA Play. Number 2. Doom Eternal. The big daddy of first-person shooters, rebooted for the modern generation. Doom has come a long way since the 90s and has been a pioneer from day one. Doom Eternal goes even further and takes the fast-paced gameplay of Doom 2016 and ramps it all up to 11 with new abilities, new weapons, a crazier host of enemies and locations. Doom Eternal has non-stop action, where you're empowered to never slow down, to move quickly, shoot quicker, and use your suite of abilities to take down dozens of enemies in this brutal FPS. All backed by the brutal soundtrack by composer Mick Gordon, hell has come to earth in this follow-up to the incredible reboot of the series from 2016. id Software have proven that a series can truly make a comeback in the modern era after making such a huge impact back in the 90s, spawning a whole catalogue of games that took the Doom formula and used it in interesting ways, and brought games like Quake and Star Wars Dark Forces, and now the originators are back to show they've never lost touch. Rip and tear with Doom Eternal on Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. Number 1. Destiny 2. With hundreds of dollars of expansion content included, from Forsaken to Beyond Light, Bungie's blockbuster Destiny 2 is almost entirely available at no extra cost with the Xbox Game Pass. With a pedigree of incredible gameplay dating back to the original Xbox with Halo, the gameplay and loot loop of Destiny is loved by so many. And with big changes coming in 2020 with the addition of Beyond Light and the stripping down of a lot of content, onboarding for new players is definitely not out of the realm of possibility. For lovers of co-op, shooter, looter action, Destiny's 3-person fire teams have hours of story content to consume, as well as strikes and raids to take the loot game to the next level. One of the most gorgeously designed and unique worlds, with a sci-fi aesthetic with a touch of fantasy, wild alien enemies, planets to explore, and mysteries to uncover, Bungie have crafted a seriously intriguing and in-depth world and lore to delve into for players. Check it out now on Game Pass. Thank you so much for watching this video. What game are you most excited about playing on Game Pass out of these 10 big blockbusters? If you have any thoughts about lists you'd like to hear on the channel, let me know in the comments below. And if you really enjoy what I do here, I would love for you to hit like, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and follow me over on Twitter at Direckt Gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.